special teams play a big part against the Leafs as the Avalanche look to continue their winning ways. Roller coaster ride for Bobrovsky and the Blue Jackets as they look to find some consistency on the road. Nashville's freewheeling style of play proves hard to handle in Ottawa. This is SportsCentre. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a very exciting Thursday edition of SportsCentre. I'm your host, Noam Suisa, and alongside me as always, this very big can of Molson Canadian. Man oh man, do we have an exciting show for you today. A lot of hockey to get to, so let's just jump right into it. Crazy week in the CHL. There's been goalie drama, there's been trade rumors, there's been fights, and maybe even a suspension. We'll get to all of that when we go to our panel later on in the show. But first, let's talk about the highlights. Let's talk about Bobrovsky. He's been wildly inconsistent this year so far, as we've talked about in the panel last time, and that inconsistency continues, as we will see in this current package of highlights. Take it away. To Toronto we go, as the Avalanche are in town to face off against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Avalanche, of course, without Victor Arvidsson, who went out last game with a pulled groin, and he's still hurt. Dubnyk getting the start for the Leafs, while Varlamov starts in relief of Connor Hellebuyck on the second night of their back-to-back. Varlamov would be tested early as Johnny Gaudreau rips down the wing and rifles a snapshot, but Varlamov slams the door on him. Next play, Bailey. He's caught hooking the Avs player. Ref tells him, you can't do that. He'll sit for 2 or less. Ensuing power play, Avs working around beautifully. Pass it over to Rickard Rakell all alone in front, and he scores! That's his first of the season. It's the first of the night, and the Avs strike on the power play to make it 1-0. Leafs answered back on the rush. Johnny Hockey in front. Here's Johnny! That's Johnny Gaudreau's first of the year, and we're all knotted up at 1. Leafs Nation going crazy. Here's another look at that one. Obviously, Johnny Hockey's not going to miss from there very often. No chance for Varlamov on that one. On to the second period we go, as the Avs work it to Barkov all alone in the slot, but Dubnyk comes up huge to keep it tied. Now coming back the other way, Giroux hauls down Miro Heiskanen 200 feet from his own net. Sheldon Keefe beside himself on the bench as the Avs go back on the power play. Ensuing power play, Barkov sent sprawling, but he dishes to Klingberg, who's stopped, but Rantanen is not. And just like that, another power play goal makes it 2-1 for the Avalanche. Poor Dubnyk, nobody there to clear his rebound. Avs still on the power play because of that tripping on Barkov, and here we have Hurdle walking all in, unobstructed, and rifles it through the screen. No chance for Dubnyk on that one. Absolute laser of a shot. On to the third now. Leafs looking to get one back as they come in on a 3-on-2. Kuznetsov with the wrister, but Varlamov violently slams the door on him. That's as close as the Leafs would get, as the Avs power play helps them improve to 2-0 as they take this one 3-1. Alright, to Nationwide Arena we now go, as the Vegas Golden Knights are in town to take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Both teams still looking for their first win on the year, and Bobrovsky getting the start despite an abysmal first performance in net for the Jackets. We'll see if he can make up for it. Only time will tell, as Taylor Hall carries down the wing and dishes to Duncan Keith, who absolutely unloads one, but Bobrovsky is there to make the save. Getting a little cocky there after the whistle, tossing it up and down. On the ensuing scramble, the Jackets can't clear. Knights work it back around. Nugent Hopkins there, cleaning up the garbage. The Nuge, that's his first of the year. It's the first of the night, and the Knights are up. Knights now up 2-0, and they're on the power play, and Perron taps that one home to make it 3-0. As if it wasn't bad enough that they were already losing, Columbus took that penalty. Big mistake for them, as Perron makes them pay, tapping this one home. He's not going to miss from there very often. Unfortunately, that would be the night for Bobrovsky. He's getting the chain, getting yanked as Markstrom comes in. You're off the case, Bobrovsky! Get out of here. Alright, we'll see. Maybe Markstrom can do better. Ensuing play. Nate Schmidt unloads one, but Markstrom up to the task. Got a little bit of a goalie controversy brewing here. Now the other way, McAvoy slap, but Fleury stops that. Knights can't clear the zone. Vanek unloads one, stopped, but Joe Thornton is not on the rebound, and he taps it past Fleury. That's his second of the season. The assist man getting in on the goals. To the third period we go. Now 4-1 for the Knights, but they keep coming. Marchessault shot from the slot, but Markstrom keeps the Jackets within striking distance. And now we have a penalty coming up as Marchessault again hauls down the Jackets player, and he gets boxed for hooking. A few minutes after that, Perron, huge mistake 200 feet from his own net. He hauls down a Jackets player as well. Jackets 5-on-3 for minute 15. And they waste no time working it around. Ends up on Patrick Laine's stick, and he scores from the right face-off circle. He's never going to miss that one from there. Unfortunately, that is as close as the Jackets would get as they drop this one to the Golden Knights by a final score of 5-2. You're off the case, Bobrovsky! As we saw there, Torts will be collecting Bobrovsky's badge and gun before the next game. Or will he? There's a lot more goaltending drama to get to, a lot more is going to happen, and we can't wait to tell you all about it. But first, let's take a look at Flames versus Red Wings. We picked things up in the second period as the Flames are already up 1-0 over the Red Wings, and they're looking for more as Cooch disses to Gio, back to Gio, and a slap shot from Pasternak. And Jonathan Quick has no chance as Pasta absolutely buries that one for his first of the season. Flames looking for more now as Jake Gensel tries to wrap around. He's denied by Quick, but he mixes it up with Ekman Larson after the play. A little bit chippy. Love it. Jonathan Quick having none of that. Red Wings won't go away though as they dish it over to Matt Dumba, who buries one past Rask, making it 2-1. And with Red Wings within striking distance. Here's another look at that one. Matt Dumba, point blank slap shot through traffic, no chance there for Rask. Red Wings keep coming, but this time Rask has their number as he makes the stop there. Flames looking for more now. First shot is stopped, but Jonathan Quick accidentally plays it right back out to Johansson, who makes no mistake burying that one the second time. Third period now as Sagan comes in, dishes over to Pasternak, who tries another wraparound, but denied that time by Jonathan Quick. Wings pressing now as Deneau looks to get one back, but Rask up to the task. Flames would add an empty net and go on to take this one by a final of 4-1. To the nation's capital we go now as the undefeated teams of Ottawa and Nashville face off. Of course, Nashville led by the insufferable sometimes Jordan Binnington, but he's a good goalie and we'll see if that continues. On the other side, opposite him, is Carey Price, obviously a fantastic goaltender in his own right, both posting pretty good numbers so far. We'll see who wins the duel in net this time. Binnington would be tested early as the Predators fail to clear the zone, but Binnington bails them out with two huge saves in that botched breakout. Ottawa keeps coming, but absolutely, Nylander gets leveled there by PK Subban. It looks like he tweaked his knee on the play, and he may be out until October. We will see. We'll keep you updated with that situation as it progresses. Here we have Chara walking in and absolutely unleashes a clapper, but Carey Price has the answer with his glove. Ottawa coming back down the other way now as Chabot sets up Jake DeBrusk in the slot, but Binnington has an answer for that one too. Sens keep pressing as Drew Doughty carries across the line and dishes to Mika Koivu. He scores! The veteran's got his first of that campaign, and his teammates absolutely loving it. Binnington, not so much. Even, hey, Mr. Game 7, Justin Williams himself getting in on that. A couple of veterans having a good time. Love to see it. Ottawa up 1-0. But the Predators answer back quickly as they're on the attack here, and Ovechkin rips one, but Price, absolutely massive save. Here comes another one from Ovechkin, unloads from the OV zone, but he does not find the target. Price has his number yet again. Here we go, second period. Forsberg carrying in for the Preds, and he stopped the first time, but he buries his rebound. That's his first of the campaign, and we're all knotted up at 1. Poor Carey Price not getting much run support from his defense on that play there, as he's forced not only to contend with the original shot from Forsberg, but the rebound as well. It almost looks like he intentionally shot that one in the hopes that there would be a rebound. Predators keep coming as they dish it back to Sean Monahan. That's a pass from Tyler Bertuzzi setting that one up as Sean Monahan buries that for his first of the season and puts the Predators up 2-1. Third period we go now. Preds coming for more. Ovechkin's covered, but Blake Wheeler is not as he finds the back of the net for his first. Ovechkin looking on with the golden helmet, absolutely loving it. Price not loving it quite as much as Wheeler puts the Nashville Predators up 3-1. Here they are, more Predators now. PK Subban stopped by Pricey, and he gets the rebound as well. Predators looking for more as TJ Oshie unloads a clapper, but Price has got that one too. That would be the game as the Predators go on to take it by a final score of 3-1 to remain undefeated on the year. To Nationwide Arena we go as the Jackets get set to do battle with the Penguins. Bobrovsky getting the surprise start after getting pulled at home with heinous numbers in both games. We'll see if he can get some redemption. Nervous moments early on as Matthews absolutely unloads one, but Bobrovsky is up to the challenge, keeping it a 0-0 game. Now Penguins on the attack again. They work it around. Ends up in the slot on the stick of Matt Tkachuk, and he's stopped by Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky's looking good in there today. Never know which Bobrovsky you're going to get, but Matt Tkachuk is upset that it's the good one tonight. Penguins keep coming, won't let that deter them, but Tyler Myers stopped by Bobrovsky. One of his 18 saves in the game. Penguins keep knocking. Matthews absolutely denied by Bobrovsky. Unreal. After the abysmal start he had to the season, Matthews can't believe it. He's frustrated. On to the second period we go. Some Jackets now as Kane is denied by Freddie Anderson. He's sharp when he had to be. More Penguins now as Gallagher sets up Jaden Schwartz for clapper, but Bobrovsky's got that one too. Coming down the other way for some Jackets action, and there's a pass out front, and Palmieri absolutely buries that one. Talk about taking a hit to make the play, and Parise exemplifies that while he sets up Palmieri for his first goal of the season. Let's take another look at that one. Parise coming down the wing, smoked, but he makes the pass, and Palmieri makes it worth it, burying that one to put the Jackets up 1-0. On to the third period we go, where Jeff Petrie catches Teuvo Teravainen with his head down, and Thomas Tatar jumping to his defense right away as they slug it out. This is a good old-fashioned slugfest. First fight of the year, but Thomas Tatar would end it with a couple of devastating rights as he stands up for his teammate. To make matters worse for Jeff Petrie, his woes won't stop there. He's ejected from the game for his hit on Teravainen. Anyways, here we go, back to the Bobrovsky show, as he comes way out of his crease here to challenge this Tyler Myers slap shot for a marvelous stop. Jackets on the attack now as Jumbo Joe dishes on over to Teravainen, and he scores. Teravainen exacting his revenge on Petrie and the Pens as they get the last laugh in that one, going up 2-0 in the game. Pittsburgh desperate on the attack now, empty net, trying to get an equalizer, and Zuccarello denied by Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky and the Jackets take this one by a final of 2-0. Back on the case, Bobrovsky. That was something else, wasn't it? After the first two games, you didn't think Bobrovsky could buy a save, but this third one, absolutely lethal goaltending. The Penguins probably should have won that game. They were undoubtedly the better team, but they just weren't able to come away with any goals as Bobrovsky is back on the case. Love to see that from the Russian netminder. All right, but just when you think the Bobrovsky drama couldn't get any sweeter, that's where you're wrong, baby. Let's take a look. To the land of the bureaucrats we go as the Capitals get set to do battle with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Both teams looking to settle into a groove after less than optimal starts, but Bobrovsky, of course, coming off of his shutout. Let's see if he can replicate that performance here tonight. Caps on the attack early as they work it around in the zone, but Patrick Laine absolutely decimates Carlson, but he still manages to get it to his teammate and get a shot off on net, and they keep working it around in the zone. And a slapper, deflection. Bobrovsky lets in his first goal of the game, ending his shutout streak. That would be Dylan Larkin with his first of the season as the Caps go up 1-0. No chance for Bobrovsky on that one as it was deflected at the last second. Tom Wilson loving it, but nonetheless, Markstrom gets put in and Bobrovsky gets the yank. Bobrovsky's back off the case. The shortest leash in the world for Bobrovsky there. Let's see if Markstrom can do any better. He'll be tested early as Tom Wilson takes a shot, but he denies the captain and the Capitals' leading scorer with an absolutely lightning-quick glove to keep it 1-0. Beyond that, it wouldn't really be a great night for goalies. Here come the Blue Jackets as Jumbo Joe dishes to Thomas Vanek. His first shot is blocked. His second one is not. He scores. That's his first. And we have a 1-1 hockey game. The offense would continue as Patrick Kane carries it across the line and dishes out to the front to Jumbo Joe. He scores, making it 2-1 for the Jackets. Book 'em, Dano. What a beauty. Love to see that, and so do his teammates. The Caps would answer right back, though, courtesy of a Cale Makar slap shot, deflected in front by none other than Mike Hoffman, who gets his first of the year and knocks this one up at 2 apiece. This is still the first period, remember. Lots of goals in this one. Teammates very excited. Let's take another look at that here. Cale Makar's original pass blocked. No worries. Just takes a slap shot. And Mike Hoffman is in the right place at the right time and taps that one home. On to the second period we go now. Offensive zone face-off for the Caps. They're working around another slap shot, but unfortunately one of the only good breaks for the goalies tonight as that stick would break on that play there. Jackets back in on the attack now as the Foley rips one. It looked like there was some daylight, but Vasilevsky slammed the door. Jackets one more time as the period ended, but that one gets blocked and we end the second the way we started. 2-2. Going on to the third now, Caps pressing for a goal, and they'll not get one there as Markstrom turns them away. Capitals don't give up there though, as leading scorer and captain Tom Wilson dishes over to Cam Atkinson, who makes no mistake burying that one over Markstrom's outstretched blocker and making it 3-2 for the Caps with 8 and change left in the third. Of course, trade rumors surrounding Atkinson, this will likely increase his trade value as he absolutely buries that one over Markstrom's outstretched blocker. Capitals looking for that insurance marker as Yanni Gourde misses the empty net. Absolutely heinous mistake, as we will see. 10 seconds left now. Jackets need a goal, and they work it around after winning the face-off. Vasilevsky unable to cover the rebound, and McKinnon buries it to tie this game up at 3. Mr. Clutch with his first goal of the year and picking a fantastic time to make that happen. Overtime would solve nothing. We're going to a shootout. Let's see what Vasilevsky has. Can he beat Markstrom in the one-on-one goalie duel? Patrick Kane, of course, up first. We'll see what he's got. He's got a goal. A beauty, too. Look at those soft mitts. And look at that golden helmet. It just looks so at home on his head, and it looks so at home in the back of the net. What a beauty. After a couple missed attempts by both teams, Patrick Laine is up to put the Jackets up if he scores. And he goes to his forehand, and he also scores, putting the Jackets up 2-0 in the shootout. Next up, we have Cam Atkinson. He needs to score to keep the shootout going, and if he does not, game over, bud. And that is exactly what happened as Markstrom denies him on that backhand opportunity, and the Jackets hang on in a thriller to take this one by a final score of 4-3. And there you have it, kids. It looks like Bobrovsky is back off the force. Even after that shutout performance, he wasn't able to replicate it against the Capitals. It looks like Markstrom will be taking over the starting duties for the foreseeable future. For more insight on this and for other matters concerning the CHL, let's throw it over to the Hockey Insider Panel. Guys? And here we are with Jason Wheeler, a very special guest on the Insider Training Panel today. Obviously, the general manager of the Hurricanes and/or the Whalers. Should we call it the Whalers or the Hurricanes? I'm not really sure.
We can go with the Hurricanes. The franchise has moved, but the Whalers will always have a soft spot in my heart. It's an 80s guy, so whatever
Absolutely.
you prefer.
So we can just use both interchangeably and just keep people on their toes. Anyway, thank you so much for being with us here today.
My pleasure.
All right, well, let's just jump right into it. It sounds like we caused a bit of a stir on the show last episode with our comments about the Lotto line, the Canucks Besser, Pettersson, Miller line. Is there anything you want to say about that as the general manager that drafted all three of those players? Just clear the air right off the bat.
Yeah, no, I do. I think we have the benefit, because of the depth of our team offensively, to play that line was ostensibly a first line as a second line unit. We focused on chemistry at the draft, and I think that's paid off given that line's production already.
Absolutely. And do you think it's a situation where maybe you're utilizing that line a little bit differently than you would have if they're like a first line as opposed to a second line? Are they more of a checking role? Are they matching up differently?
We definitely assembled that line with matchups in mind. I do want to comment that Pettersson is not Swedish for clutch and grab, but some of these Swiss officials have a tough time defining that, I suppose. So we all saw that goal yesterday, Noam, a clear goal, I might add. No distinct kicking motion, and to have it waved off, I think that's something the league needs to be aware of. So whether that's a first line getting that respect or a second line, that's just it's ridiculous. I spoke to several general managers and they agreed with me.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it is something that the general managers are having a conversation with the league about. And I think the players, obviously, with the penalties and stuff, the slightly different way of officiating, they're still getting used to all of that. But hopefully as the season settles in, maybe we get more of a rhythm. Players get a sense of what they can and can't do moving forward, and hopefully that'll be good. Obviously, talking about the production of the Lotto line, your Whalers are the only team to so far beat the Flames, who are sitting at the top of the standings so far, 6 games into the season. Any comments on how you were able to do that?
Yeah, well, we didn't just beat them. We shut them out.
You shut them out.
That's a team over there in Calgary that's scoring a lot of goals. And we intimidated them. I think that win was testament to the snarl I want in my teams. Yeah, we have to have proper levels of pugnacity, testosterone, truculence, belligerence, something I look for when I'm assembling a team, and I think that was evident, the opening night.
Absolutely. They were looking chippy out there. They were looking strong on the puck, and they were making plays, and the Flames just weren't able to keep up. So that's what you want to see. Are there any players on your team that you feel exemplify that? Do you think there's a certain individual that really has taken the charge in that respect?
Well, it's hard to overlook a player like Brad Marchand. A guy that everyone hates unless he's on your team. I think he defines those characteristics very well, and that was somebody that we modeled early. We modeled our team after. Brad Marchand would be one. Evander Kane's another one. All of our defensemen exemplify those traits as well. So,
absolutely, it's a very exciting team, and I can't wait to see what they do down the stretch.
Thank you.
Talking about trades now, as this is a segment called Insider Trading, let's talk about the Crosby situation. I hear Crosby is on the block, surprisingly. He wants out of Washington. He doesn't like wearing that jersey. So there's a couple different offers possibly on the table that I've heard from my insider kind of position. And one of them is a package of Draisaitl and Ryan O'Reilly for Crosby and Dylan Larkin from Pittsburgh. But the competing offer there is Crosby and Atkinson packaged together from Marner and Taylor Hall. What do you think? Where do you come down on that? Who's got the upper hand?
Well, it's hard to say who's got the upper hand. Those are 4 fine players there, 6 fine players. I just think it's ridiculous we're sitting here talking about trading Sidney Crosby. He's the best player in our game. You're going to make your team better by not having him on it? That's just ridiculous to me.
It is a very interesting concept. I think the thinking with the GM out of Washington here, I think his name is Tom Lee, not the music store, I might add. I think he's just completely independent from that. But he's thinking if he can bring in 2 1B type players and ship away a 1A player and a second, third line guy in Cam Atkinson, he's thinking maybe the Marner Hall package could actually improve his team.
I mean, that's a beautiful package Tom Lee has there. No one's going to deny the beauty of Tom Lee's package. What I'm saying is that there are players skill-wise that may match up to Crosby, but who can match his accolades? This is a short season. Crosby's a winner. If I had the opportunity to add him to my team, I would certainly explore that. So if I need to put together a package that's as handsome as Tom Lee's, that's something that I'll consider.
That's what we're all about here on this show. We're here talking about packages, talking about the boys. And speaking of one of the most interesting packages of the season so far, Bobrovsky and his badge and gun package. Obviously, he's been wildly inconsistent a couple of games. He's been pulled a couple of games. He's played incredibly well. What are your thoughts on that?
Look, no, the guy's not Tretiak. He's had some success in this league, but I think he's been given a bit of a raw deal as far as expectations go. Is he a top 5 goaltender? Certainly. But I think, with regards to him being pulled in those games, it's not all on the goaltender. Sure, you'd like to place the blame on one guy, but hockey's a team sport here. Bobrovsky, bit of a rough ride as far as I'm concerned. Fine goaltender.
Absolutely. I think the concern from Torts is just that he's a bit of a loose cannon. He's a little bit all over the place, and he can't be trusted on the case right now. So I think sounds like Markstrom is going to be this number 1 guy, at least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and that's nothing against Bobrovsky. The Jacob Markstrom factor. He's a fantastic goaltender. Obviously, his success in Vancouver exemplifies that. Starting goaltender in Bobrovsky, maybe it's his job to lose. I don't know if he's done enough to lose it.
Absolutely, and I think he'll probably have an opportunity to get it back, given that Julian and Torts are both keeping their goalies on very short leashes. One more question here before we let you go. Obviously, speaking of keeping lines together, you drafted a couple of the perfection line members. You've got Bergeron, I believe, and you've got Marchand, obviously. What's it going to take to get Pasta from the Flames on your team?
Well, this is a long season, and sure, we would like David Pastrnak on our team, but I need to see a little bit more of what my team's got in the jam department before we go making changes. We've only played 3 games. I think we were in all 3 games. We had some subpar goaltending. I think Bishop would tell you that his goaltending wasn't up to snuff last game, and the game before it, was a 1-goal game, bounce here or there, and maybe it goes the other way. I'm not one to make some rash decisions, so I'll certainly speak with the general manager in Calgary if Pastrnak is on the table. We would like to have that line together, but we're not going to sell the farm here in Carolina. We're going to steady as she goes.
That's what you like to see. I think a lot of people are freaking out trying to make trades, but you got to keep it consistent. You got to trust your boys. That's what we're talking about. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, Jason. Really appreciate having you on the show.
Thank you, Noah.
Thanks, guys. That was enlightening. Next up, we have a very exciting segment for you. I like to call it the worst play of the day. Go back to the Flames game. Johansson's first shot stopped by Quick, but he rolls it right back to him. What an absolutely silly mistake for Quick to make, and Johansson makes him pay for it. Everybody in the building knows it. I think even Johansson knows it. It's the worst. And there you have it. Worst play of the day. But now, of course, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. We find out who won last day's 1v1, and we find out who the new challenger is. And then you guys all get to vote. There will be a poll somewhere in the corner of the YouTube video, and we can't wait to see who is going to take the crown this time. Let's take a look at who we got. Yes, it's 1v1 time. Sponsored by none other than Gus Glory Ram. First up, we got Kane's dirty dangle from the shootout. An absolutely filthy goal, but will it stack up nicely against Ovechkin's stellar snipe? Take a look at that one. It's a beauty too. It's hard to say. Guess we'll find out. So we'll let you guys vote. There should be a poll in the top right corner. And we'll see, does Ovechkin get to continue as champion, or will his challenger Patrick Kane unseat him in 1v1? Anyway, you guys, as always, thank you so much for being here with us today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We can't wait to have more SportsCentre. We can't wait to have more sports, and we're going to have all the info and all the insider news for you right here on SportsCentre. Have a good day, and we'll see you soon.